What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 137, being recorded on December 1st, 2021. As you all know, this is our new day on a Wednesday, 8 p.m., same time, but different day. So I'm hoping that people get the notification, people come in, and I hope this works out for everybody because we are 28 days away from the Book of Fett. And one of the main reasons why we moved to Wednesdays is so we can hit the... Thank you, Scott.
That
means it's showtime.
Sound. That's right.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, man. So, yeah, one of the main reasons why we moved to Wednesdays is to hit the content as we watch it. So I'm hoping that everybody watches the same day, hops on with us, discusses it, talks about it. If you miss it, the next day it's fresh for a whole week rather than like a day, other than... Because by the time we hit it like on Monday, it's already obsolete. But anyway, no more excuses.
That's right.
I'm your host, Darth Butcher. I got Scott Solo here with me.
What's up, nerds?
Got Bootleg Joe.
Hi, Mando Mike.
Is he the one in our chat? Grand Admiral Franz.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And Ernie the Fallen Fett.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Full house. Yeah, so wait a couple minutes while our notifications get sent out. Everybody gets used to jumping on, but...
New days, man. Messes with everybody's schedule.
Well, we've got some new folks in the chat or in the
we
pit.
do. Plasti adicto. Adicto. Yeah, I can't say that.
Adicto. Plastic adicto.
There we go.
There you go.
Hola, ¿qué pasó, homie?
Plastic addict.
He's a major player in all the fields.
Oh, nice.
Very highly known everywhere. Has his own YouTube channel that he does in Spanish. Does
That's
toy
awesome.
reviews and everything.
Sorry, I butchered your name, buddy.
They have the Plastimigos. Good friend. Thanks for coming
Awesome.
tonight, man.
And
I
thank you for
appreciate it.
subscribing. That was awesome. Thank you very much for that.
Yes.
If you guys haven't subscribed, please hit that. Follow the Plastic Addict over there. Follow him. Follow his lead. Also, hit that like button because we do have a contest coming up, so we need those likes to be building up also. Before you get into all of that, I know Scott, when he puts his drink down, and I'm stalling. No.
Not doing a show
Well-oiled
machine.
Well-oiled
what you're
machine, I
doing.
tell you.
Yeah. You clean up back there, do whatever you're doing.
Yeah, go ahead. Just vacuum.
I was getting,
whatever you
getting
do.
the item ready to display for when the
Okay.
contest is announced.
Yeah,
Come on now.
Usually you do that beforehand. But okay, anyway, Patreons. We got Patreon.
Jesus, everybody's a critic. Hey, just a special shout out to all of our Patreon patrons. Thank you so much. Without you, this show wouldn't be the wonderful, well-oiled machine that it is, or at least it wouldn't look as pretty as it does.
Scott wouldn't have the drinks he has. Not at all.
I'd still have those. But anyway, so we want to give a special shout out to Don the Dad Dorn, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine, Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour podcast, who just happens to be, other than the Fallen Fett, there, our best pitch man. Then we've got Don and Brady of the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 network. Hey, we're part of that network, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Indeed.
Crystal Lamphere, Brandon and Anya Epler, and AJ from the Forbidden Panel. Thank you, guys. If any of you that are not already Patreon patrons, want to log on and become a patron, just go to patreon.com/the Sarlacc Digest podcast and sign up there.
Yes.
Every dime goes back into the production of this amazing show.
That's right. Thank you very
Yay.
much. The link is in the description below, too, so you can just click that and head right over. And
Darn tootin'.
our pit is live, of course, and we've been already interacting with them.
Yep,
So-
we've got Plasti Adicto, Mando Mike, and, us.
There's some
How
there's
we
some
do
other lurkers in
Disney
there.
from the
Yeah.
ROU.
Oh, look
Ernie.
at that.
Yeah, Ernie, the guy below me to my right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We got some lurkers in there, too. But, yeah, I mean, anybody who feels inclined to join the chat, we're going to be discussing some Star Wars today. So I think I have a really cool thought later on in the show to kind of line talk it up a bit and get something new because 28 days away, we got some more TV spots, right? The Boba Fett TV spots are in full swing. The Disney Plus spots and everything, and some new content in there too. I mean, new shots. Let's just put it that way. Just some things that we can theory craft and go on. But I think we've done a lot of that lately. There's nothing groundbreaking in those, right? So, besides I do want to show you one because I think it's a cool shot, guys. Come on. I mean, that's
yes.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
I want to
nothing
give
like,
me a sleep breathing machine just so I can look
yeah,
like that.
you
Some
got
sleep apnea.
It's
Yeah.
like the best CPAP
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my life.
right,
Dude,
right.
Sleeping
this
is
back to
those.
juice.
Yeah.
Who
was
knew
really
Boba
cool.
was such a snorer?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was cool
Wait.
in that new trailer to have that shot and then his voiceover and basically, so we might be seeing the whole rescue of the Starlight Pit. Now that's awesome right there. I like that.
Well,
So
that
do you
too,
think
and we're
that
definitely
shot? Go ahead.
we're definitely going to get flashbacks too.
Seems like it.
Well,
They have him-
that was my question right there. Was do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
that Back to Tank is post Return of the Jedi or post Mando?
I don't
think
know.
post Mando.
I think
Yeah.
Mando too because he looked jacked up.
Yeah.
But
Right.
the whole that we're going to get some flashbacks is because he was in his Tusken Raider garb.
Mhm.
What's the proper name for that? What's the toy name? I don't know because I don't have the toy yet. But
Didn't they just call him Old Man Boba or something like that? Or
yeah.
it's something. But
Boba
where he's in
Tatooine or
his
something.
Tusken Raider garb,
Mhm.
and then you have Fennec, and it's like they just discovered Slave One. There's a quick shot in there of that.
oh, okay.
So it looks like we're getting flashbacks. I
I love
hope.
yeah, I'm sure it's going to be flashback heavy.
Yeah.
Because I'm still sure because they doubled down and showed Obi-Wan twice. They showed
Yeah,
him again.
every
right?
first off, every single TV spot / trailer has Obi-Wan walking in the background. They do that shot every single time. They're not altering that. They don't even like.
Yeah.
It means
I've started
nothing.
seeing other podcasts coming up with that and saying, "Oh my God, why hasn't anybody talked about Obi-Wan in the background?" I'm like, "Bitch, we've been
but then-
doing
but
this
then-
for a month."
But then
Yeah.
but then their comments
Oh.
are getting blasted. Everybody's blasting in the comments, and I'm trying to come in and save the original posters every time. I'm like, no, but that's gonna be a flashback. Why aren't you seeing this? No, it would be Ewan McGregor. That happened today. I'm like, why would it be Ewan McGregor?
Wow.
I said
Wow.
he's 10 years before A New Hope.
Yeah.
This is post. This is-
They
this
need
is
to get their they got to get their podcast pulled.
Yeah,
Like,
come
for
on,
sure.
no,
Hey, we
listen.
got some late people showing up, jumping into the pit with this and getting digested. I just want to send some love and some
Please do.
appreciation to Papa Schmitty, the
Hey,
one and
Papa.
only the Chamba, Omar. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Welcome.
Hey.
I love seeing new faces. I love seeing the old faces, and I love seeing new faces.
Yeah, just so you guys know,
seeing,
jumping on here
reading.
for the friends that are following over and everything on the post, we greatly appreciate it. Just like our other shows that I do, if you guys can go share right now, that'd be the most. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and then hit all so you know that we jump on, because we just switched back to Wednesdays because we are just 28 days away from the Book of Boba Fett. But if you guys can go share it with everybody right now, put that link up. We're going to get into some Star Wars talk. What we do here at the Sarlacc Digest is we like to theory craft. We all met in line, and we would line talk for hours. We'd show up at 3 a.m. I'd try and be there at 3. Chris and Marco would show up. We'd be a little bit later. And then we just line talk all day about theories of what the movie's going to be and what it is. And that's basically how we roll here, with a lot of positive stuff. Get into good theory crafting that we know Disney listens and takes our ideas, especially Chris's rants when he goes off. That's great. So I just wanted to say what's up, guys. Give you a little quick introduction so you knew what was going on, because I do see a lot of new people here. I'm sure other people who are listening who haven't showed up, but that's what we're going to get into today, guys. Sorry,
Awesome.
Marco.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
Hey,
please.
Santo 1414 just popped in too. Hey, buddy.
Nice. Yeah, I was just going to add that we are the story group. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Basically,
Yeah.
Disney's not taking everything that we
Unpaid
say.
story group.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not
when they
taking-
don't listen, it doesn't go well. When
It
they do
doesn't go
listen,
well.
it goes pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but no,
They-
Chris,
they
for
listen
real,
to our ideas and then they don't do them.
I think there will be flashbacks. It's cool that we brought up the Obi-Wan stuff. And that sucks that everybody else is trying to say Ewan McGregor. I don't.
Why would you do that?
It's
Yeah,
just
I
like, I
don't
mean, it's
get- you need
it's
an old
right
guy.
there, right, Chris?
Yeah.
It's right
Right.
there.
It's like right there, putting
Yeah.
it in our face. It's such a tease, and I can't imagine when we watch it. I'm gonna die laughing if it's like not even him. Like I mean, not even that character. Like they put in something else
yeah.
completely
Oh,
odd.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, why were they teasing me with?
Or
Obi-Wan
it's
this
probably
whole
the
time?
dude who just is the background character all the time. Like we're gonna just see him walking.
Yeah,
everywhere,
I mean, the
behind
generic,
everybody.
generic
Yeah.
Kenner toy walking around like in
That-
Rebels, right?
Or that's the end credit scene to set up the Kenobi series. That's just
Yeah.
just him walking behind. You know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. What if we every episode we break down and then we say, oh, he wasn't him again. And that last
Right.
one, they focus on him and he does the hood move and then it says Obi-Wan coming 6
Yeah,
months
right,
or
yeah,
whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh man.
that'd be
Hot
awesome.
Cheeto Fingers in the chat. Welcome. Well, first time here. He says, "What's up? First time here." Hot
Welcome.
Cheeto Fingers.
What up?
Awesome. I
I
love.
don't got
I love the
Cheetos,
names, man.
but
The names are so cool.
I got barbecue. Is that cool?
And one way to welcome all these new face names and all that stuff too is that we have a giveaway. We did a giveaway a couple weeks ago. We have another one. The requirements this time is more than the last time. It's the same. We need likes, and after the show's over, I need you to comment on the episode itself. So place a comment, any comment you want. Just comment on if we need to improve, if we like our show, a thumbs up, whatever it is. So make a comment in the video itself plus a like. As soon as this episode gets 60 likes, we will take one of those comments as your entry. We will contact you. And Scott, tell them what they can win.
Yeah. Well, number one, special
Sorry, I was making it right. Go for it. Yeah.
special shout out to Luke Weeks, who won our last prize,
That's
which
right.
was a bunch of artwork done by myself, all autographed by me. This time we've got a poster that I drew, autographed by me at the bottom, but more importantly, autographed by Timothy Zahn up at the top.
What?
Right there, right above Grand Admiral Thrawn. So
What?
it's from the Las Vegas Unicon show, which was at the beginning of October 1st through 3rd in Las Vegas. And yeah, 60 likes and a
60
comment.
likes.
A comment.
60
in
likes.
the,
Yep, a comment, and every Patreon gets an automatic entry.
that's right.
So we're going to add all our Patreon lists, and they get automatically one entry. And what we did last time was really cool. We put all the names on a wheel, and we spun the wheel live on the show. So if we get 60 likes this week, next week we'll give that away. We'll contact you and mail that off to you guys. So hit that like button now, get a head start, and then at the end when the video goes to YouTube, make a comment, any comment, and we will record that for you guys. So
And then we'll do the drawing live.
absolutely. I think that's our house cleaning, right? Red 5 Network, go visit them. We'll plug them again at the end of the show. RLU, Raw Life Pod,
.com.
podcast. Yeah, there you go. RawLifePod.com. Another network we belong to. So awesome. Now,
Hey, Luke
Star
Weeks.
Wars, StarWars.com, which we are part writing team for.
If
well, they do
only.
send you stuff, right? I mean, it's not a total lie that we're not involved with them.
Oh, it's
And just so you know, Luke Weeks, he's in our chat right now. He received his
Hey,
giveaway
there you go.
package. All is well. All is right with the world. So
You're welcome, Luke.
Sweet.
We're not-
Awesome.
we're
Right
not
on.
making stuff up, man. We are really giving some stuff away.
Oh, here we
And
go.
I highly suggest whoever wins this one, you need to buy a frame for that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's an authentic autograph.
Yep.
Well, we're
if-
going to fold it really nice in an envelope and send it.
Maybe we could do some Star Wars origami and send it like that.
Mando
like a
Mike says,
falcon or
if
something.
Scott shaves his head or he takes off his hat, the viewers can play whack-a-mole, the home game.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Oh, no, that's another
Nah.
contest? Okay. All right, guys.
That ain't coming off.
Mm-mm.
Real
I got
fast.
my
Gotta have the
eyes
right
hacked off
shape.
today. Yeah, exactly.
I want to mention two things before we get into our line talk. One thing that I don't think we brought this up, but it was interesting in the comics that Marvel sharing Dark Horse Comics is coming back to Star Wars, like writing and
Yeah.
stuff. Does that mean Marvel's gone, or are they sharing the
No.
like? I'm
No,
not
no.
clear.
My understanding is that Marvel Comics will continue with the main line of comics. Okay,
okay.
so
All right.
they're going to continue on with their Star Wars line of comics, and Darth Vader, also like the Bounty Hunter comic, all that. That's going to continue on Marvel.
Okay.
This is all my understanding.
Okay.
IDW, on the other hand, has lost the rights to their all ages comic. So Star Wars Adventures, that's no longer going to be held by IDW. That's going
Got
over, or I think Dark Horse is going to take on that role. At the same time, what was announced at Comic-Con this last week is it looks like IDW is also losing both Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Wow.
So IDW went from being like the top banana whenever it comes to independent comic makers to who knows? The only Marvel brand that hasn't been said is being taken away is My Little Pony. That's the only thing.
Oh well, thank you for
Yeah,
that.
That
I
is a
mean,
smart
that's-
move.
Yeah,
Smart
smart move.
But yeah, I
Keep it
don't see.
in-house.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, interesting. And okay, all right. If they take over the IDW, then we kind of maybe know what we're getting? Because the first
Yeah.
excitement was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, all the Dark Horse stuff might be coming. Like,
I can't imagine Dark Horse. The Dark Horse stuff versus the IDW stuff is like night and day.
yeah,
That doesn't seem to fit. Like they're going away from the adventure stuff.
Yeah.
completely. I think they're going to go darker. Although the comics are pretty good at that already, so I don't.
Yeah, the comics are really dark. So I mean,
Yeah.
the all ages stuff was the line that wasn't being approached at all by Marvel. So
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, Luke Week said it's great news. And again, yeah, the first thing I was like, yes, but if it's that one-off little thing here in fan competition kind of stuff that IDW was doing and Dark Horse taking over, Dark Horse is a bigger studio for that. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And again, we're crossing our fingers that Dark Horse has a bigger role in the comics, I think, because I think that, yeah, that'd be cool. Well, cool. That and the Rancor that we discussed lengthily last week is getting a Rancor keeper, and the backers went up 200. That's it. I still think that they need another month, and maybe they'll do that. They'll expand it for another month, but we'll see. I just wanted to throw that in there because I know we did a lengthy video or a podcast about it last week, and so.
They're taking steps.
Yeah, at least they responded in this way, and that's what I'll leave it at, right? They could have left it alone, and they could have just dropped it and moved on to something else.
Well,
I know it's a little too late.
I think it was a good thing they showed they were listening. It's just the problem is if they were really, really listening, they would have known that was needed in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it's not like that hasn't been talked about since day one, whether it be our show, anybody else's show, any toy show, anybody who was assuming the Rancor Keeper, or Gamorrean Guard, and Ula, and we still don't have Ula, right? So
right.
That's going to be a tough sell. Ula, I mean, not for fans. The fans are all in for Ula, but trying to, Hasbro.
Would I make a
Ula
I made a comment today on the chat and in our Facebook group. I said if they throw an Ula extended a month, 20,000 backers, easy. I think you'll get all the tiers.
That's possible.
Month.
The problem,
Ula, yeah.
The problem still stands, though. It was the wrong time of year, and they hit us with 3. They hit us with 3 HasLabs, and that's what the main problem is.
Yes, I agree.
And we've said it a million times, so I don't think we need to retread it.
No,
so
like I said, it's just a step in the right direction, I think. But go ahead.
I got to know that we know that Mucha was already on board no matter what he is. But for the 3 of you guys, does that change your guys' view? I mean, so they just popped in right now. So, Chris, you're saying no.
No.
Like, I know you weren't in before, but I'm just saying, like, hearing that as an outsider.
No, as an outsider in, I was already mad at Salacious Crumb being half the size as one of the figures. Right?
Yeah,
I was bothered by that. And then I think the cardboard background was insulting. I think that should have been a full-on plastic diorama.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Fix Salacious Crumb, make him smaller, and make the background bigger. Then, I would have been like, oh, maybe I got to think about this and not do it. But at least I would have thought about it.
But now that they've jumped in with the Rancor the Rancor Keeper yesterday, how do you feel about that? Like, would that you're just still a no? Like, it didn't change anything?
It would need him still, plus a fixed Salacious Crumb, plus the plastic to make it happen.
Yeah.
See, what you've got here is you've got a $250 toy that they just added a $20 toy onto it, but they're still charging you $350 for it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So you're still being overcharged by about, however much that.
Well, you got to figure there's 3 figures, right? We got Salacious Crumb. He'd be a regular $20 figure, I'd assume, or 10 or something. What, 15?
No, they'd still put him at 20.
Yeah.
If we're getting $35 deluxe figures.
I'm only counting the Rancor and the Rancor Keeper because that's your initial goal. That's 9,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything else beyond that, you're not going to get any of it until you hit 11,000, 12,000. And like Douglas Tupper just said, plus shipping. I mean,
plus shipping.
It's
it's pretty ridiculous. It is, and that's why it's so upset. And that's why I get what Moocher's saying if all that were to happen and everything. But it's too bad, so sad. Like, you did it too late. And I get listening. You know what, Yak Face? Oh, well, real quick, Joe, how do you feel? Are you in now or are you out? And what about the whole announcement
it's still too
yesterday?
much money for what we're getting.
Okay.
It's not the price for me doesn't justify what we're getting. And on saying it's too expensive. If it was $100 cheaper, I'd probably be in.
Well, $100 cheaper would have been game changer, I believe.
Yeah.
My thing is I just don't want to miss out. That's all.
All of these right here are like $100 cheaper than that Rancor, but the quality on these is 10 times that of what you're going to get with that Rancor.
Well, yeah, this one, like all the backing, all those HasLab are supposed to be launched without the necessity of the tiers. When this was launched with that price tag, then the tiers were important. I get it. I just think it's in the right direction, but
I'm not even mad at it. I'm not even.
I would love to have one, but
yeah.
I'm not even mad that it's going to fail, because honestly, and watching and listening to how everything goes, because I collect Black Series to a point, right? They're back there, but not all of them. There needs to be a wake up call somewhere, and somebody's going to lose something here, right? Somebody's failing pretty hard, and they need to mix it back up and make changes. And you guys have seen the same people in all your HasLab shows and all your launches and all this stuff, and these guys up there, the creatives behind it. They need new creatives.
Absolutely. Yeah. If this is not a wake up call, then I don't know what it's like Ernie said. Right. Nothing's going to work. But
they've got to realize though that the majority of it is, other than being overpriced, it's timing. It's just shitty timing, and to hit, that Sky Striker is
and to hit you with
$100 overpriced.
To hit you with a new one while you haven't got the last one you paid for.
Not yet.
Yep.
Not yet.
Still in a shipping container somewhere off the coast.
Yeah, for everything too right now, man, it sucks. For those, I hope it hits the 9,000. I'm kind of on board with everybody else that it's going to get stretched out like Unicron, like Mervine was saying. What's up, Mervine? But I think somehow it's going to hit that 9 or whatever. But if, like what Chris says, and if it doesn't, we really need to see, is something going to happen? Are they going to come out and there's going to be a readjustment or something, as we've all been saying for so long?
If it doesn't, you'll never see another HasLab again from Black Series ever.
But I'm also with Scott on the whole the timing. And if I were to pick any 3, I'd pick the Proton Pack.
Yeah.
If I were to pick any of the 3 right now, but it's got to hit all those tiers, it'd be the Sky Striker. Because G.I. Joe, 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe. Yeah. But
anyway, well,
the Proton Pack.
We'll see what happens in 2022, right? Like we'll see what the direction is, and if I don't know, man. It's a tough situation. I'd rather have it on my shelf than not.
Just needs the Book of Boba. The timing was bad because they didn't let Book of Boba Fett come out to episode 1 where he's riding the Rancor with a saddle.
Yeah.
Then they can put that tier on there so we can get that figure and the saddle, and then we're all
perfect,
in.
Right?
If Book of Boba Fett opens up with Fett riding a Rancor, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah, right.
I'm just gonna be like, God damn it, Chris. Like I can't even enjoy it. Like,
right? How do we not get it?
That's the first. That's just the opening scene of him like going through the streets of Tatooine on that Rancor.
We would just lose it, man.
Yeah,
absolutely lose it. But I would have brought back the Proton Pack if it came with the gun, but it doesn't come with that. So
no, that's another 140
bucks,
I think.
It's like 140.
Yeah, you can pre-order that
right now. HasLab.
Wait, so it's the backpack, not the gun that attached to the backpack?
No, the wand is separate. The wand is separate. You got to buy the wand. The wand's 140.
But you can pre-order that right now on Hasbro Pulse as well.
When I go to Nike, I usually do my left shoe right now, and I'll get the right shoe.
No, it's the equivalent of having both shoes but no laces.
There you go. Fair enough.
But the thing is, that is getting backed, right? So that is being produced. So no,
it's because it's unique. It's a 1-for-1 scale. It's got all the right sound effects and light effects.
Movie. It's more of a movie stuff too. It ain't more of a toy. It's more of a movie artifact, movie prop, right?
Yeah.
And so I get that. I'm putting together. The only thing that I'm happy about is there's a lot of Ghostbuster fans out there who hasn't had anything in a long time. Right. So that's a great move for them. They're happy about it. They went and they ordered their wand. They ordered their pack. Even their tiers are pretty cool. So we'll see. Yeah. I even think there's a trap on there too, isn't there? That you can have all 3.
I haven't seen that. I haven't looked though. I'm on there right now. I'll check it out while we talk.
Okay.
Oh, obviously they're gonna sell the trap separate. See, they're pulling a whole Hobbit thing where you could have sold it all in one pack, but you made it 3 separate ones instead of just the one it needed.
Yeah.
Hey, and just a reminder for the folks who have just joined us, because we do have like Mr. Ortega showed up and Jose Gonzalez and a few others. You want to fill them in on the contest really quick, or do we want to save that for
later? I want you guys to. I'm going to do a Chris. Okay, I demand you to hit that like button, subscribe, share it to your friends. We need 60 likes on this show, and then make a comment after the show is over, not in the chat, but in the actual comment section. That's your entry to win. Scott, we need Van.
A poster that is autographed by Timothy Zahn.
Woohoo!
And myself as the artist of said poster.
Yeah, as soon as
If you
episode
don't
gets
know
60
who
likes,
Timothy Zahn is, Chris, who's Timothy Zahn?
Timothy Zahn is awesome. Timothy
our
Zahn is
friend.
the father of Thrawn, basically, right? He's the
Yeah.
creator
Yes.
of Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's been writing books since the early '90s for Star Wars. We met him a couple weeks ago, last month, I'll say.
Great guy.
At the convention there where we got the signature. And
Darth
great
Moocher
dude.
and Grand Admiral Franz actually stood there with me and Timothy Zahn and theory crafted for about an hour.
We sure did.
It was unreal. He was cool.
Yeah,
It was
we
wild.
theory crafted about Heir the Empire coming
and
into
he-
the
and he's-
Mando series.
He said he doesn't do podcasts, yet we could have recorded that and it would have been a great podcast. We're like, damn,
Really
Yeah.
we
would
really
have.
should have just had the phone out going. But
Yeah,
anyway,
right?
I digress.
cool.
That's who this is. So
Yeah,
Very cool.
no, but that again, that's what we do here. Sometimes
right.
when we saw Ghostbusters, we theory craft, we line talked. When we wait for Spider-Man comes in December, like we all got our tickets, our crew got our tickets. We're gonna be line talking and theory craft, and that's all we do. Same thing with Book of Fett. That's what we do on this show. We join the pit joins us in and everything. So I've got a good one here for you guys. We haven't discussed this. Okay, this is nothing. Now, this was something in my mind was boiling over after like a couple of weeks ago when we started discussing the possibilities of the sequel characters moving on, right? Like we said, or doing something new. And I didn't even think about that. And again, this is just straight up line talk. This is us, shooting it and going back and forth with that. And it kind of dawned on me, not dawned on me, but I was kind of thinking like, if we got a episodes 10, 11, 12, and Disney wanted to propel the characters that they've already introduced us in the sequel trilogy, so Rey, Poe, Finn, Rose, all of them, right? First off, what would that look like? Like, let's theory what another trilogy utilizing the sequel characters look like, and how, if, when, all those, will it change the sequels? Can it change the sequels? Can the sequels just stand as they are and then move on to this other 3-part story? Now, I know that the sequel is the trilogy and all that stuff is a very volatile.
Polarizing.
Yeah, it's a polarizing, volatile discussion. But like I said, tailing off of like, could the characters that we were given, could they make an epic trilogy, knowing what we've already known and got what we've got? They're not going to change them. They're not going to redo them. So another thing moving forward. Like, what would you guys think that would look like? Yeah, Scott.
Give us good writers and a good mix of writers and directors with a clear plan and set it far enough into the future. And I think I wouldn't mind seeing some of those characters again.
Uh-huh.
Put some distance between the sequel trilogy and the sequel trilogy as it is. And I would like to see. I mean, the one major regret I have from the original trilogy and waiting so long before we get anything else was we got all these great stories in comics and books, but we never saw them come to life.
Yeah.
And if, give us a good 10 years, come back to those characters.
Okay.
And fill in, do some stories before they're too old to
I agree with that.
do some of those action packs. So let's see them all in their prime. They're right now, they're just fledgling Jedi and
right.
A fledgling government. I want to see 10 years in the future, a new threat with them.
Okay.
I could do it.
Okay.
yeah, I would have thought 10 years. I was thinking 10 years because even right now to this point they can all look 10 years older than they looked in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah,
anyway.
but they need to give it some distance, man. I really
that's what
do
I'm
think they
saying.
need to give it a bit of distance.
Oh, you mean like timing wise? But
like
I'm thinking
real time.
Yeah, but I don't real time. I don't give a shit about real time. Let's talk theory crafting wise. 10 years. 10 years works because they could all work that out, right? You have to be working out that new government, and I don't know why when you were talking about the government, I immediately thought Chewie would be leading like Kashyyyk, like that's how he'd be their senator or their representative or something. We'd still have Chewbacca really hardcore, and since Leia's not around or anything, he'd kind of be the lead of those guys in the government part.
Right.
Let's see. Sorry, so I was reading the comment there and I lost my.
Oh,
track,
sorry.
So I was gonna take it off.
Sorry.
you had me going.
Chewbacca, leader, 10 years in the future.
Okay, that'd be good. It's kind of hard because you know what? My favorite character was Kylo/Ben. So not having him really takes a lot out, right? You'd still have the droids. You get to have from the original, so you still have a link there. Rey would have to meet up with Grogu at this point if he survived the temple.
There's a Grogu part to it that link to. Here's my. I can give you a conflict, and I don't know how this would work in a trilogy setting, like the big baddie conflict or whatever. And I don't think it would be another government versus galactic civil war. I don't.
Oh, I don't know. I just came up with something good.
Did you? Okay, we'll get to that. But my thing is like this is a great. See, the thing I'm going to come up with is a good comic book or a book. It would be Rey's conflict. Now, I know that she was fine and dandy with at the end of Skywalker being like, I'm a Skywalker now and right out the sunset. But I feel like there should be some turmoil, conflict, like some real, basically Splinter of the Mind's Eye, but put Rey in that. You know what I mean? You take Luke's journey to the dark side and being really just messing him up in that book, making that Rey's journey, being a Palpatine and haunting her and stuff and having stuff. That's what I
was about to say in my storyline.
Yeah, that would be good. I don't know if as far as her making her a bad guy though, like an antagonist. I don't know about that, but I've always
being able to touch both sides would be nice.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a trilogy movie quality a plot enough to do that. Like I know a subplot comic book I think would be fantastic. I mean,
what I would say,
Disney Plus series.
Yeah,
mine was to see Rey get tangled up in her Palpatine bloodline.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and it gets her like pulled into the dark side.
Yeah,
and somehow have Finn be the lead Jedi.
So they go yeah,
it'd just be another 3 movies of him running around yelling Rey's name as loud as he can.
Well, that's the thing though. You change that. You get him away from that.
Right. You think having Rey, I mean, say a new trilogy was set in motion and a Rey would be the main antagonist by the end of the second movie, and then you have the third movie as her. I mean, full on bad person. It's Disney.
No, you'd have to save her at the end. It would be one of those moves where you'd go
again, right?
Good guy first one right through the first whole movie and kind of start seeing something happen at the end of the first movie. You have to turn in the second movie and you have to save her, pull her back in the third.
I just feel like it's the same rehashed thing. I mean, it'd be a different twist. Now, the idea I have is okay. We're spending all this time with the Mandalorian and the Mandalorian culture and the new Mandalore by holding the Darksaber. We've also got the new Republic in the future here, right? I mean, the Empire, the First Order is gone. We've got a new Republic.
Right.
Why not some kind of a conflict between the Mandalorian Society, the newly reformed Mandalorian Society, versus the New Republic for control over...
Well, we don't even know if there's a New Republic. We're not even there. We don't even know what happened.
But
we don't even know what they would have started.
But there's got to be some kind of a new government. That's semantics,
right? Or are we in chaos now after this war? Why did it have to be a government? There's no good guy or bad guy right now. There's no set anything.
Could be, and that could be part of it. That could be somebody from Mandalore wanting to come in and say, you know what, I can do this better than they can.
Because that's never been the case. There's always been either the Empire or the Republic or the New Republic or something. And to have absolute chaos and anarchy out there,
a third faction would come in and rule the galaxy. That would be,
and that's what I think Mandalore is amazing.
But we would also have Mandalore. But right now in Book of Boba Fett, he's taking over Jabba. So we'd have all these new cartels introduced too, because then bad guys would be stepping up. There's no rule.
The power struggles.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that would be a great
literal galactic civil war, a literal Star Wars
power vacuum.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's fighting, and that would be cool.
Okay.
But I would like Joey's side though of her getting in touch, like. Her and Finn are starting a new Jedi school. They're doing it on their own. They're finding out once again, there's still others being born with midi-chlorians all over their face. And then they're just, they get it. Thanks, Joe. And then they start that up. I would like that. I know it is very similar to Vader. Somebody even mentioned that, but still in a way Rey had to come back to the light, but then there is no more Rey. The only thing too, I would ask out of all of it, just so that everybody would join in, is that they don't always say like Skywalker or Rey Skywalker. Yeah. If we can just stick with Rey and just say Rey completely all the time, like we know this now. We know, okay, she said Skywalker, she chose that, but she's getting in touch. Her somehow
Not everybody walked around calling Luke Skywalker.
Exactly.
But we heard it plenty of times. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. If
Yeah.
anything, I think they can adjust that again. And when her answer was Skywalker, that she's a Skywalker. We can go right back to that. That's the new term for Jedi, because like Luke said, the Jedi, this and that. We can go with the whole new order of Skywalkers. We could do that, just not making it her surname.
Yeah. Let me highlight Ox Meat Pete. Awesome name, by the way. They just need to move to the Outer Rim, start fresh, no piggybacking, make Jedi scarce, and give it weight again.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah. I see.
New.
See, yeah, like I think we've discussed this a long time ago. When they announced that they were doing a sequel trilogy, right? And we kept thinking like, okay, well, what is the main bad guy? Like, what are we gonna just do? Are we gonna be on repeat? Just this wave of like, Galactic Empire, First Order, another thing, and it's just, and so because that negates anything Anakin ever tried to do, it negates everything Skywalker, because it's just like we're here now. It's almost like real life, right? Like, countries go over wars and they don't settle anything. 30 years later, they're back at war again, and that first one didn't mean anything. So I would like to get into a situation in Star Wars, either, again, this is hypothetical, so I can't sit there and say the end shot with Rey staring off to the suns is it, because that's honestly a thing you should just leave alone and just like speculate everything was fine, everybody lived happily ever after. But if we're doing a hypothetical here, I'd like to see this more inner conflict and like I said, a new power government, like one government to rule them all kind of deal, but in a very democratic way. Very not what the Republic was or what the Empire ever could have been. It's more like sovereignty states rule their own, like United States, right? That's individual states have their own governing, and then one hierarchy governor.
Well, that's kind of what happens now, right? You got the Senate that's running over the,
for like Alderaan. Alderaan has Brehon,
the houses.
And
the houses.
We want Game of Thrones. Everybody coming after it. That's what we want.
Well, that's the journey to that end point, right? That's the journey to it. So the end game, the end result of it would have been like, okay, here's the established government, but here's this conflict that we had to get to, and that power struggle. And like you said, a new government forming, if it's the Mandalorians or whatever, and their way of thinking, everybody's adopting that. What Ernie was talking about, like, the criminal underworld almost taking over at this point. So it's not fleets on fleets. Now you have factions just trying to power grab everything they can. But then at the end of that third movie, you have to reel it back in, right? You have to,
Can we highlight Plasty's comment? Could it feel... Right there. Could it feel shoehorn adding the Mandalorians after no one showing in the sequel trilogy? Here's something that I always got to tell myself.
Good point.
Well, and that I got to tell, like, for us as us fans, like us doing this show, and I get this a lot too when I walk around Batuu at Disneyland, is I hear somebody make a comment and man, I roll my eyes so hard. Like, you're so wrong. What are you doing here? No, it's not Star Wars land. No, that character's not here. And I got to remind myself that there's new fans now. There's fans, everything, that we know Lucas and our old story, but now people know Filoni and what he's added into it. And now you have Filoni and all these other great creators doing all this stuff. I saw Mervine say, I can't wait for Andor. Yeah, us too. Like, we got to remember this is branching everywhere. And this is where people are starting. They didn't start with us. So to actually go and branch off into this and say Mandalore showing up and like this, because that's kind of what they know now. In this day and age that we're now living in, a lot of people aren't going back to the originals. They've just taken over what Disney Plus has shown them, and then that's it. They're taking in what Disneyland is showing them in that land, and that's it. I don't know anything else. I know Vader's name, so where is he at?
Right. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna. But go ahead.
To unshoehorn it though, you could make a canon piece from that last scene in Rise of Skywalker when everybody came in with the million ships. Right.
Yes.
You just go in and tell a story later that the Mandalorians were part of that.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. You could have Din in there if he survives everything in the long run. He could be back there.
And this is what made me think about a 10 and 11, 12. That would make when you see those and how we could formulate this next level of movies that makes that I guess it wouldn't be the end trilogy anymore. It'd be like the third half of the 4 trilogies mean more. Like you're ushering out the Empire realm, you're entering this new realm and into this whole thing. Like, I think there's a lot of missed spots with the sequel trilogy, with the First Order, the New Republic, all that stuff. I think that they were trying to do too. Like I said, it was a roller coaster. It was more the same. We needed to something else to, I guess, finalize the state of the galaxy, the state of the Jedi, the Force users, or whatever it is. Maybe maybe it would be something like to give the Skywalkers weight and all that stuff. Maybe this whole time frame in the Galactic Empire, again, I'm throwing this out, maybe the Force is cut off after that. Like, this was the big climactic thing after Palpatine's bloodline dies forever. That's the Emperor, all that. Remember, we were talking about how all the Sith warrior emperors all in one person. Rey got all the Jedi and all that stuff. Maybe it finally ends and the Force is actually cut off, and then you have a normal galactic sci-fi civilization.
Do you mean cut off like for good, or cut off like shut down? Like,
shut down.
Eventually being awakened again.
Yeah. Eventually leave it open for that, but it's
the Force the Force reawakens.
Yeah,
it's like the last of the Force users. We finally see an ending, right? I'm just throwing this out. Not something I've really thought about.
I hope not, because again, we've talked about different sects of
we did
Force users, and I think that would just that would jack a lot of stuff up, right?
It would, but also it would give closure to, like, it would make the Skywalker saga so important. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, the Chosen One thing, the whole thing of even Rey. Like, even let's take, like, we started with the sequel characters. There's Force user and all that stuff, and maybe, like, again, the how the Wills saw it was they had to go through all of this turmoil to get to this finite point, or this point where people have to live and learn without the Force. There's no more of that, because obviously the Force users are the ones that are effing things up in the whole galaxy, because you can't have Jedis without having Sith. I mean, they always splinter off and create. So I was thinking maybe at the end of the 12th movie, it would be like, this is it. From this point on, it's like a new way of living, new way of Star Wars. Star Wars ended in a way, in that traditional mythology way. That's the only way I see. Otherwise, you're doing this. Otherwise, you're continuously.
Not necessarily. I mean, you can create new stories and new challenges that would feature the same type of hero. But if you remove a Jedi from Star Wars, you're left with Dune or Star Trek. You've got honestly, the Jedi are kind of what puts the fantasy in the science fiction,
right?
And
we wouldn't lose it. We had it, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I get that. I do. I get that, but I don't think Star Wars would really. It wouldn't have the following without that mythology that would continue forward. I mean,
it wouldn't feel the same at all.
Well, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't get any stories past it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, so you're just saying end it.
12. Future-wise, nothing. I mean, we still have. I mean, that is like one of those things where, all right, we're ending Star Wars kind of. And again, this is just a thought. We would
never live to see that.
We wouldn't see movies or books in the future of that new.
Because even if you said it was, even if you said you ended it in 12 years when somebody wanted more money, they would unend it, and it would be reawakened. So.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with no. Let's shit on that theory. Let's stop that one. Let's make that. You can't just stop the Force. Okay, just
all the cover of stopping that theory.
Whoa, Scott's getting invaded. Communication disruption can only mean only one thing: invasion.
All right.
Oh yeah, we lost Scott. Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
No, he's just looking grumpy.
Okay, yes.
That's a great pause right there.
That is a good pause.
Everybody else smile, quick. Smile.
There's our shot. There we go. Too late.
Am I still broke?
Too late.
I mean,
too late, bro. Too late.
Oh, that's funny, dude. Again, it's a good line talk to think how the characters can move forward, because obviously the way they left it off was like all of these. I think we had more questions than we did anything in The Rise of Skywalker, right?
And with her saying those characters aren't done this last week, right? Something's coming, but I think it's going to be more Disney Plus. They're not going to put those guys on a big screen.
No, 100%, Chris. I think that too. I was talking to Cliff yesterday about, basically he was saying, why can't, like, at this point, why couldn't they take, let's take the Bane trilogy as an example. take that EU verbatim and make the trilogy verbatim, not your own version of it. Take it the page by page and make it big screen. Okay. Or, you know, maybe take some liberties on certain things, you know, shorten it up, whatever, you know, improve it like Battle of the Five Armies did to The Hobbit, you know, and I see you agree. You know, that kind of stuff where it's like an actual adaptation of the EU thing, you know. Why couldn't they get some balls and do that instead of like, yeah, we're going to take Bane, but it's going to be this whole other version of Bane that you don't even know because, and again, like Cliff made a point to me, he said that because they want a surprise, they don't want a spoiler, they want everybody to be surprised, and we agreed on like, it would be a surprise to the 99% who haven't seen Bane.
Right, that's
everything.
the key. That's it, too. 99% of people don't read the books, don't read the comics.
Don't even know the word Bane. So
yeah.
Right. So there's nothing stopping them, even in canon, from putting the Bane trilogy just out there. Really, there's very little, if anything.
Yeah,
they just re-released the books, too. I mean, why not?
Oh, they're getting ready.
Man,
that's coming, dude. That's on the way. Everything they're releasing in the EU books right now is coming somewhere in a screen. That's why we got Heir of the Empire. That's why we see Shatterpoint to get Mace Windu back before the Heir of the Empire stuff happens. Yeah, all this stuff. We're you know.
Well, this all
gearing up.
My talk with him was stemmed off of the Knights of the Old Republic remake of the game, and they say remake is because they're changing the story. They're not just upgrading graphics and whatever. And we talked about this, right? They're changing the story. And they were like, why would they change the story if it's not going to make sense in the future? Like they're setting some things up. They're cleaning up some plot. Like our hope is they're cleaning up some of the plot points in a thing, or they're narrowing it down. They're going to reintroduce Reva to the world and then get off this thing. But that's why we're like, why couldn't they just take Knights of the Republic and make it a movie is? Like,
because you still need to break it out. You can't just do the cutscenes from Knights of the Old Republic type of stuff, right? That you could.
Oh, sure.
You need to make it a movie, so you kind of need to change the story. Because if you just take it like that, you need a broader piece. And not all of the content was fantastic from that. Even you go into the other books, the novels.
It became very exactly.
So just clean it up, bring it in a new retelling of the story, clean and simple, and that way people can follow it and jump in. Because tell you what, you can redo the same game. The game's already available. Why do that? You have to change the story, or you're not going to get any new sales.
Yeah, but at the point, I don't think the point is. Honestly, I don't think the point is to. I don't know, man. Like it. The way that it was introduced in the first place, it took off a life of its own. It was perfect the way it was, like in a lot of people's opinions. We're worried on what they're changing. Okay.
Yeah.
If they're making it simplified for a bigger, broader thing, but they're setting the foundation, awesome. But stay true to the actual spirit of the Old Republic.
And as long as that's the key, like kind of like Thrawn, right? The Heir of the Empire trilogy is like a holy book trilogy. Right. Yeah. It was our sequel for a long time. So if you're going to redo it like we think they're going to in The Mandalorian, I'm completely down with that. It's going to be completely different, right? It's a retelling of the story.
Correct.
Just like and as long as they stay true to that story and to Thrawn's character and whatever is going on, then totally dope. Right. The same would be said for the Old Republic stuff. Just do the same. You're going to retell it. Just be, like you said, be true to the character, be true to the story to a point, follow the same path. Right.
They could take liberties, but not to the point where it's like this whole different thing. And it's like,
I don't know, though. No. I don't know. I don't know if the original Thrawn trilogy, though, even if it was adapted for the new, for this new canon, would fit with his current personality in the books and in Rebels. He's not the same straight up, just flat out evil character that because I mean, he was definitely Imperial bad guy.
He was more Imperial bad guy, but we haven't seen him lately.
No, we haven't. We have not. And
that was Zahn's point, right?
That's true.
Tim Zahn's point. We haven't seen Thrawn in a while. A lot of things can change, and what hasn't been said is the important stuff, right? So,
and we know he's coming in Ahsoka.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, whoa.
Yeah.
Careful.
He's coming in Ahsoka. He is.
Beep. There's the play button.
This is a PG-13 show, sir.
He is. I just get excited. Midi-chlorians everywhere. You know what though? I'm with everybody in the pit. Plasty says, bottom line, we want more. And of course we do.
Oh, yeah.
We're all Star Wars fans and everything. Mervine said, I just want all Disney Plus stuff. I'm cool with that too.
I have
At this point, right?
Give me all different. You know what? I'll even take Toy Ren Sue's Broom Boy. Like, give me that too. If we see him grow up and what he has to do, like use his power on the side or something, like whatever they adapt, I think so. But I do think that it is just going to be all Disney Plus. I really don't know when we are going to get another Star Wars movie.
And honestly, I do like Disney Plus. The other day, I went to see Ghostbusters that second time, right?
Okay.
Me too.
And I was surrounded by noise and mess and all sorts of stuff going on. I'm all, oh, just shut up. You know what? That doesn't happen at home. When I'm watching Disney Plus, I'm totally cool.
You're right. Unless we're buying out a theater, right? Like,
right.
Then
the
it's
good old
awesome.
days.
Yeah.
Those days are cool when you're supposed to be rowdy, right? But not just because you're making noise because you brought a lunch with you and you're just unwrapping.
I agree with that. The theater experience is becoming very uncomfortable.
People aren't courteous at all. And how many times they say turn your cell phone off? As soon as the light goes on, my head is like, what are you doing? And it happened the whole time. That doesn't happen at home. I mind my business, watch my show. I'm happy. I like Disney Plus.
I agree.
Keep it there.
Yeah.
And as we get older, if I got to use the restroom, I'm hitting pause.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so much harder now when you're in the theater. Oh,
yeah.
I can't.
Oxmeat Pete says,
for sure.
How about they take one background alien character from the Cantina scene, episode 4, as the only tie to what we know and follow him? Honestly,
I'll take anything.
Yeah.
If it's got the Star Wars logo on it, I'll watch it.
So that's kind of like the
disagree
certain
with
point
that.
of view. That's kind of like the certain point of view book.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
We take a side character and follow their point of view.
I disagree
I
with
love
that,
those.
Scott. This is just me, okay?
Yeah,
and
go
it
for
goes off the heels of the announcement of Rogue Squadron movie being
watch it.
delayed indefinitely.
Yeah.
The people involved, the time setting is what really threw me off. I'd rather something be canceled and never come to fruition than a bad version of it. Like, I don't want just Star Wars stamped on it and having a bad version of it.
If they made it, you'd see it. Which
of course,
my
I'd
point.
see it.
Which is
But
my
then
point.
But then I would have that reaction like I did with the sequels. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think the fandom can take that moving forward.
You know what I'm surprised they haven't came out with yet? A show about Doc Ondar and how he gets all his relics and everything.
No, there's a comic book.
No, I'm talking about like a show. Like they make a show to show how he gets his stuff, or that
would
like
be good.
Somebody
actually.
that he has that goes to get the stuff for him.
Yeah.
Because not only that, you're advertising for his store, and it makes people want to go and actually check his store out even more.
There's a comic book, and if they adapt that to a live action or even cartoon, because Han Solo's involved, Hondo's involved, they could do a cartoon version. That'd be awesome.
Dr. Afro was in it. They touched every era. It was cool.
Yeah,
cartoon versions. I want a Star Wars What If. Like, I don't know what we could call it because that's Marvel's
Visions.
What If.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but
Visions
that's
was
more
kinda like
anime.
Better than.
Oh, I hear you. Better.
Better than anime, the Visions. Yes.
Yeah.
Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah,
Tales
like that.
Tales of the Star Wars universe.
But remember, the only reason I don't like that is because people get confused on canon versus non. They're not comic savvy. Me and Logan and I were watching the Injustice movie, right? And he says, "Well, I guess this isn't canon." And I'm all, dude, comics are way different. I said, you don't have to deal with canon a lot of times, right? They all have a different universe, and they all think they're the main universe, and none of it matters, right? No, nobody dies. You can bring people. Nothing matters in comics, right? It's not like Star Wars. We have to worry about stuff. When you bring in a what if in Star Wars, people get confused.
That's true.
know?
And
that last
saying that
comment
too,
from Plasty is great.
Yeah.
Saying that too, Scott, is Chris, I wish that the games would get away from having to be canon. Let's just get a Star Wars game.
I do too. Yeah,
a game that we can play and it doesn't have to match any type of canon. You're just playing a game.
because they're stuck in a bubble.
Yeah.
They're stuck in they're afraid of going outside of that. Yeah, Plastic Addicto. I'm in for the change of epic, huge stories for small, interesting personal stories for a few series. That's kind of like
story has to be tied into politics, right?
Correct. And that's kind of where the Mando started. Mando season 1 was kind of like this thing where you had the familiarity of everything, but season 2 really brought it into the bigger picture. It brought it. The world went like boom, right?
That's the Lord of the Rings way of telling a story. It starts off really small, and next thing you know, there's all encompasses
It's-
the world.
and that's okay, right? Like
Mhm.
Mando 2 is almost like a perfect way of doing it. He's still tied into this thing, and now he comes across Luke Skywalker and this whole back thing. We think episode 3 is going to kind of get away from that a bit and just focus on Mandalore and the Darksaber and his personal journey again versus him and Grogu, right? This whole thing was like his side quest. Now it's a multiple purpose, not just working with his sect of Mandos, and you know what I mean. Like now he's going to be a part of this Mando story, and that Mando story is
that's going to be
little bit of
weird,
a
don't you
side
think? We
It
kind
is.
of talking about Jedi and Force and stuff. They're going to have to bring in some Jedi stuff besides just the Darksaber, right?
I think, Chris, perfect opportunity to bring in the Night Sisters in the Mandalorian as a very antagonist sect, like really evil, whatever's left. I'm sure
there's not many of them left.
I don't
I'm
think
sure
they're
they
already left, but
maybe they could be
Yeah.
rebuilding somehow.
Is
I
Is
would
Asajj
love
dead?
to see-
yeah, and so is
Yeah.
Mother Talzin. And,
Yeah, Mount.
All of them are dead.
Well, that
but they-
city, right? Not the whole planet,
Right.
but so there could be.
yeah, you're right. You're right. We always assume those 12 people were the only Night Sisters.
Right.
It's just they
But
have
they
the
did
whole
this-
half of the planet. Dathomir was half men and half women. It seemed like, and they
Yeah.
were only like the temple of the.
Right.
We saw
I
that
just
small,
like
that small story with Solo though, also, and that was
Yes.
widely ignored. Solo, which is a great movie. It proved that
Mhm.
it can be done, and with a recognizable character, or they could go with like they're doing with Andor, and they're making an Andor story, which I'm assuming is going to be pretty small.
Well,
Right.
now we say that Solo had a problem because of the timing and TOJ and stuff, but it's also the only movie without any Jedi.
Right. That's true too.
Mhm.
Not even hints of it.
One
Not at
lightsaber.
all.
Like I said, Ox Meat Pete's talking Dengar. Douglas Tupper is talking Bosk movie. Here, a thing would be very cool to explore.
But
Again,
legit Dengar, and not whatever the hell that thing was in The Rise of Skywalker. Rothgar Den, or whatever the hell his name was.
Somebody said that was.
Oh
like,
no.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it's in that.
That's
article,
one
too.
theory, that it was Dengar just
Oh, no.
so far in the future where he's replaced all of his
Yeah,
limbs due to injuries. That's just dumb.
It was
Let's
because the
just give
chest plate's not
Dengar.
even the same chest plate. I saw that same thing. I was like,
It's
well,
close.
it's
It's
close,
kinda
but
close. The torso area is kind of close.
Ish.
So.
the color.
Yeah, I think it's dumb.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but I think Dengar and Bosk, we're going to see them all in
Yeah.
a month.
And
I
like
think so,
lastly,
too.
Addicto was saying a Sith too. A Sith, and I'm hoping the Acolyte really kind of does that, but it's tied into High Republic, which is a whole another episode.
And
we'll get
I
into.
think that's how we're going to tie into Plagueis somehow. I think that Acolyte's going to turn into by the end of that series.
Yeah,
I hope.
You'll
I hope
deal
so,
into
man.
something like that.
I really hope Plagueis is in the background, controlling something.
Right there,
Or at least
his
his
rise
master.
should be right there. Right, we
His
should be
master.
linking in right about this time. We'll be close.
Yeah, man.
Darth
Like,
Tenebris?
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yep.
And a Bith Sith at that. That's so
right.
cool.
Yes.
A bit
Oh
Sith.
man, like
Sith?
it's a great opportunity for the High Republic to end on that note, right?
Yeah.
To end on the
Yeah.
down note of Plagueis, Tenebris, ushering in that, because then
That would
you
be
can really
insane.
spin off. Like, yeah,
It would turn around some people that have been against it the whole time
yeah,
Mhm. If it was
and
leading to this.
and make them catch up and be like, oh, how did that lead to that?
yeah.
And then you know the history. That's the smart thing to do to sell more books from the past. Again,
Oh,
marketing
right.
stuff. You tie that in.
Okay, so Emperor Palpatine throw down the shaft, dies. The blue energy explodes, goes out to the Neverland, and becomes the new, essentially
Peter
the
Pan?
new Emperor Palpatine, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
What if? And we've talked about it before, the Sith energy going from person to person, from master to apprentice and whatnot. What if what the Nihil unleashed in that world is the essence of the Sith, and it is now out there in the
There you go.
universe?
Oh, I like it. The one
The
that was
Sith have been extinct
somebody
for
had
millennia. So, like,
somebody
that
had
would make
trapped it.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yes.
that does make perfect sense.
Open up
And
a
then that-
holocron somehow, or there you go.
It's been
That's a
stuck
great
since
way.
since Bane's time. It's been stuck when he figured it all out, and now he comes out and teaches it through the. Yes, I love
What
it.
if it's
Scott, go
Bane's
ahead.
holocron that they
That's it.
open in
Yep.
my God.
Because
That's
I mean,
it.
that scene in that book is so nebulous. Nothing really happens definitively. All you know is that it's pure. It seems like it's pure rage and energy, and it like destroys. What's his name? The Twilight Jedi Master. It just like devours him and turns him to ash. So I mean, if that is the living embodiment of just Sith energy that has to go find a new hope, I mean, come on.
I think it needs to happen because, you know, Plagueis is the one who turned things around from a battle stance Sith tradition to a chess player. Basically, let's go into politics. Let's go into the underground. Let's nobody's gonna know who we are. You know, that's how we trained. You know, Palpatine. You know, he brought it in according to the book. You know, he brought it in like, we're not going to show ourselves. We're gonna go behind the scenes, and we're going to rule from within. And then at that last moment, we're going to take over. And that was Plagueis' plan. Go, like, let's retreat. That would be great. You know, if the High Republic can end that, like, honestly, end with a big event like that, because it makes more sense when Ki-Adi-Mundi says the Sith have been, you know, extinct for a millennia, right? There's no presence. They don't feel it and all that stuff, right? And now when Plagueis does, say that happens, they open the holocron, the energy, and Plagueis absorbs it, and becomes whatever, you know, the embodiment of it, and lives, you know, longer than he has to. That's when he retreats and finds out how to cut off of the Force and stuff, and that's why everybody doesn't know they're back, and it just makes a lot of sense moving into the
and I would love that Yoda knows something happened, but keeps it quiet the whole time.
Yeah,
like he's like, that's why he's so freaked out during the prequels, and he's always meditating and trying to figure it out, and it's bothered him for 200 years now when something got released, you know, and here it comes.
I like that.
I love this.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
maybe we should write our own High Republic novel to end that way. So if it doesn't, we could just insert.
I'll get to work on that.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm just came up with that while we were sitting here. I'm like, okay, energy, and it would be a great way to tie it all in, I think. But you know.
Well, like,
and they kind of have to save that one, because if there's no tie, it's really going to die in the water. It won't be talked about 10 years from now.
Well, it won't, because like the great disaster has to lead into one thing. It leads into the, like I said, the release of the energy, and it would make so much sense. It would really make so much sense. And then,
which is why it won't.
You introduce, like, well, yeah, it's true too. Damn, Scott. If you do a Bane holocron, then you have a catalyst for
both ways. You're going to prequel. You're going to be back in time and forward. You've got connections everywhere, and that's how I like Star Wars, right? When it connects like that. I know. Yeah. We sometimes we say that things don't have to connect, but that's when it's best. Is when it does.
Yeah.
When you get a nod to something else, you're like, okay, this is how it's going to get in the history of Star Wars. You know. So.
I like it. I like it. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
See, you know, I like that, because you could line talk anything really. I had so many other little things I wanted to bring up as far as line talk.
It's only like 9. Let's go.
Well, we got 2 more shows before the end of the year, before Book of Fett, and we come back on the. I think we're only gonna take a break on the 22nd that week.
Yeah.
So
we're taking a break.
Yeah, we're gonna be on Bet too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go live that night. Just me talking to myself.
A hot topic? I don't know. I mean, I thought we set something like that up before, but I don't know.
I don't even know if I have that stuff anymore.
No, it's all changed. All right, guys. Well, let's call it a night. I want to remind everybody that's in the chat. Oh my God! And our pit was live today. It was on fire. I loved it. I was trying to read. Trust me, I was reading everything I could, trying to incorporate it into the talk. I love it. I wish. Please come back. And let's do this again next week. Oh no, I have to be stern, right?
Come back.
Yeah, you will be here.
Come back
next Wednesday, 8:00 Pacific.
Yeah, we'll see you next Wednesday.
Yeah, if you haven't, click that like button. Leave a comment after the show is done to get an entry for our giveaway. This is our second giveaway. Timothy Zahn's signature. Please get used to doing that, because we actually have another one that tops this giveaway.
That's right.
So,
what the heck?
You guys want to see that? You want to see that?
Tease it.
That was enough. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we saw it. It was.
I saw it. I know what it was.
All right, guys. The next one is going to be Timothy Zahn and Ashley Eckstein, but we're not exactly sure how that's going to be given away just yet.
Oh. Well, damn, there wasn't a tease. That was a full-on. You went for it. That was full-blown.
I did.
We might need some blood for that one.
That was
no dinner, no nothing.
Right.
I know, right? Just straight to
right.
business, man. Straight
There
to
you go.
Right
business.
at it.
Bam, bam.
Again,
Thank you, Cham. Get out.
thank
Yeah.
you, everybody. Chat or Pit, you guys, thanks for doing this. We will see you all next week. I'm going to hand it to Ernie. He's going to do his spiel.
All right, guys, thank you so much for everybody jumping in the pit, getting digested with us. We are the Sarlacc Digest podcast. We will be on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Go tell all your friends, share right now. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and hit all so you don't miss out when we're on. Go share it right now with your friends. Put up our link in your stories. That will help us out. You can follow us all on our social medias. First, Sarlacc Digest podcast on all social medias. Check out our Facebook page at Sarlacc Digest Central, where there's always Star Wars talk, good Star Wars talk, 24/7. Be a part of our Patreon. You can do that as well, too. How, Scott?
Oh, yeah. Hop on patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest podcast and just choose your level. Choose however you would like to support us.
Please, we greatly appreciate that. Make sure you follow Darth Moocher and Tashi Station Emporium for all of your action figure stands. I just got in my latest Boba Fett from Adam the Urban Spidey, and he made this the ultimate Boba Fett for me. I greatly appreciate it. I will have a link up in there, but now I need my Tashi and Station Emporium stand for him.
As soon as I see you in person,
you
got it.
Featured on Yak Face, lots of people. Congratulations to you, Darth Moocher. You're doing great with that, man. He has some other stuff in the works, even if the Rancor gets built. So please go follow that. I'll put that in my stories as well, guy. Also, please check out, if you're a huge fan of the show, 78 Points of Articulation. I put him in the chat. He is coming with a sale pretty soon, guys. You need to check this out. He's putting up some teasers. He's doing a 3-piece dio that you can Velcro together, pipes everything. It looks like Batu. It looks like Tatooine for all 1/12. Yes, he's only going to have 14 up. It's amazing. He did one. If you want to check it out before, like I said, I'll have a link to that in my story as well, too. You guys got to check this out, though, especially jump on it. All of us, anybody. It's real beautiful. And then if you use Marco Stands, Tashi Station Emporium, you're set. So I just wanted to throw those out there. Be sure and follow us on the Red 5 Network. What's up, guys? They have Star Wars talk all day long. You've seen it in our stories. That's all the shows, usually starting around 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then it goes from there. We always have that in our stories as well, too. And then the rawlivepod.com, the Raw Live Unedited Podcasting Network. And again, don't forget about our Patreon, please. Hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe. We have the contest going on. So once again, you have to have 60 thumbs up. So hit that thumbs up right now. Once we hit that, you also have to have a comment under down there. That's how Marco is going to put your name in. When this goes up, put your name, whatever your comment is. Hey, I shared it with a friend. You guys are awesome. Oh my God, Joey, you're so sexy. Anything like that. So whatever you want to put in there. I'm not lying. Come on.
He got that today. I saw it.
He did.
That's why I'm saying.
I don't get that.
I don't get it either.
I don't
Joe's
get that.
a love machine back
and
there.
our wives don't watch, though.
Right. So be sure and check us out on social media. Darth Moocher, The Art of Scott Solo, Bootleg Joe. We got Hot Topic with Grand Admiral Franz, but he's the one who usually runs our site, so you'll be talking to him. And I'm the Fallen Fett. We will see you guys 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time next Wednesday. Thanks for everybody jumping in and being here. Great to see all the new people who showed up today. Let's make it double this next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
And with that, I'm going to leave you with this. All right, Scott.
Keep it nerdy, everybody.